Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way. Oh, America! Are you serious? It is showtime, baby! Here we go! Grand Jam Slam! Man, it's awesome!
Y'all ready for this?
I like to move it, move it. 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 Give it up,
Welcome to the big show. Simply wait.
Welcome to another edition of NFL Insider. Well, I'm your host. Today we have a special guest, the Commissioner of the Fantasy Football League in Springfield, John, and also a team owner of the Outlaws. He will be hosting the show today, doing an interview over a rundown on some of the upcoming events throughout the season and the playoffs. So now, I would like to turn it over to the Commissioner of the league.
Thank you, and I would like to thank NFL Insider for giving me the opportunity to host one of their last shows. As Commissioner of the Springfield Fantasy League, I would like to thank everybody for a successful season, a lot of fun everybody had. I would like to also congratulate the Mashers for his second consecutive championship in a row. That is saying something. Most of you know how hard it is to just make the playoffs some year, but winning two in a row, that is saying something. And congratulations to the Mashers. Week 17. Week 17 has been our Pro Bowl. We started, I believe, a couple of years ago. There's no waiver wires, drop picks. You basically put in your best lineup. No head-to-head matchups. You play everybody in the league. Whoever scores the most points, Week 17 takes the pot. It will be a $25 entry fee to play Week 17. Throughout the year, to buy extra fantasy dollars, I believe we charge $20, $25, something like that. That money goes into the pot, and that's what we'll be playing for in Pro Bowl. I believe we've got $25 or $50 in there. I'm not really sure, so don't hold me to that. But don't miss out on Week 17 Pro Bowl. You never know. You may have a chance to win it all, no matter how well your team has performed throughout the year. Also, after the Pro Bowl, we have our fantasy playoffs, which will have a spot for 10 teams this year. Our draft will be set for January 1st, 6 p.m. For you guys out on the East Coast, that'll be 7 p.m. your time. We'll all draft online. For those that will be in town, and want to get together. Mike has told me he would have everybody over at his office to let him know how many would be there, and he is planning on buying all the beer and all the pizza that you're able to eat and drink. So just shoot him an email, let him know how many will be there so he can have enough beer and pizza there to feed you for the draft. Basically, the draft works just like our fantasy playoff does. There's no fantasy cash far as your bids, free waivers. Anytime you want to drop a player, you can drop a player and pick up another one. Let's say week 1, you have Lindell White on the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans loses. Immediately as that game has ended, you can go ahead and drop Lindell White and go to the waiver wire and pick up, say, somebody on the New York Giants that you think will be playing the next week, and so on and so on. So once the team loses in the fantasy or in the playoffs, you can automatically go to your fantasy webpage, drop your player, and pick up another one. Like I say, there's no fantasy dollars. I mean, it's just free waivers. So, and in this league, we won't be playing head-to-head. You'll be playing everybody every week. Super Bowl, whoever has the most wins will win the pot. It's a lot of fun. Anyone that has questions, I know most of us has done it for a couple years, but some of the new ones that would like to buy a team, let me know, and I'll answer any questions you have. And the third and final one, I know I sent this email out to a lot of people that was not involved in our fantasy league, but this is for Mike DeFontis. He has like a Michigan pick playoff challenge at the end of the year that he does. I believe this year I think he's going to charge, a minimum of $10 for pick. But I tell you what, I've got Mike here on the phone. Let you go ahead and listen to Mike, and he'll explain how his playoff challenge works.
Thanks, John, for having me on your show today to talk about the 8th annual NFL Playoff Challenge, which this year we're going to call it the recession version. And here's why. The entry fees this year have been reduced in half to help accommodate people during this tough economy. So for one entry will cost you $10. 2 entries will be $20. We got a good bargain for 3 entries this year, $25. But our best bargain, for $40, you can enter 5 times. And no commingling, folks. This is just for you. Don't go grouping with others. This is for you. But this year, our NFL Playoff Challenge will work the same as past years. How to play is this. Once the NFL has determined its 12 playoff teams, you need to rank them from 12 down to 1. And every time a team wins, you get the points that you have allocated for that team. So for an example, if you believe the Giants will win the Super Bowl, you may want to rank them at number 12. So every time the Giants win, you get 12 points for each victory throughout the playoffs. So remember, rank your teams that you believe will win the most playoff game strategically from 12 down to 1. You may not want to put a team you think is going to win in your bottom 4. The deadlines, we'll start accepting your entries on Sunday the 28th, starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central Time. And the deadline for entries will be Saturday the 3rd, which will be the first game of playoffs. And the deadline will be 12 Eastern, 11 Central. For the overall winner this year, it will be a 75% of entries collected. Second place will be 20% of entries collected, and third place will be 5% of entries collected. Of course, subtracting the $40 entry waiver for myself to administer. So if anybody has any questions, you can call me at 417-839-5093 or email me at MickeyB14. Most of you know that, MickeyB14 at AOL.com. So look forward to having you in the 8th annual recession version of the 0809 NFL Playoff Challenge.
Well, there you have it. Well, thank you, Mike. And I hope everyone has found some kind of humor in NFL Insider. It made their season a little more fun. So thanks to all for a good season. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to do it again next year for another edition of NFL Insider.